Hello friends, how are you? Hope all of you are doing well. My name is Ashish and welcome to my channel as Tech Mantra. So friends, from today I am going to start a new series for C#.NET interview questions and answers. This is a very important and useful topic which we are going to cover here, that is constructors. In C#.NET interview questions, we always face many questions related to C# constructors. So, in this session, I am going to cover mostly asked questions during the C Sharp interview. And friends, I have also created a series of SQL Server interview questions and answers. So, you can also watch that series in SQL Server playlist if you are going to prepare for the interview questions related to SQL Server. Then you can also watch my that series of SQL Server. So, in this session, I am going to cover these three topics like what is constructor, what are the types of constructor, and what are the uses of constructors. So what is constructor? A constructor is a special type of a method in the class which gets executed when object of that class is created. The name of the constructor must be same as the name of the class. We can use constructor to initialize the object with some default values. If we have not defined any constructor in the class, then compiler will create a default constructor for that class. It means if we are going to define a class and in that class we don't need any type of constructor, so we are not defining any constructor. So in that case, compiler will automatically create a default constructor for that class. So what are the types of constructor? So I'm going to cover here 5 types of constructor. First one is default constructor, then parameterized constructor, then copy constructor, then static constructor, and private constructor. What is default constructor? Default constructor is a special type of method in the class with the same name as class name. Default constructor is not having any type of parameters, so we can say that default constructor is as parameterless constructor. So this is the example for the default constructor. Public class add numbers, then declare two variable integer type a and b. And here you can see that the default constructor is same as the class name. So here I am assigning two values, a is equal to 101 and b is equal to 123. So whenever we will create the object of this class, then at that time value 101 and value 123 will automatically assign to this parameter. Now moving to the next constructor type, that is parameterized constructor. A constructor having at least one or more parameter is called as parameterized constructor. So here is example like public class add numbers param. This is the class name, and here I have declared two parameter integer type a and b, and then creating a parameterized constructor, that is public add numbers param. Here declare two parameter integer c and integer t, and assigning c and d to a and b. So whenever we will create the object of this class, just at the time of the creation of the object, we have to supply value for the parameter c and d, and whatever value we will supply at the time of the creation of the object, then that value will be assigned to parameter a and parameter b. So if we require parameterized constructor in our class, so we can define the parameterized constructor. What is the copy constructor? A constructor which creates an object by copying variable from another object is called as copy constructor. We use copy constructor to initialize a new object to the value of an existing object. So here is the example. public class employees. And here we have declared two parameter, private string employee name and private integer emp age. And here declare copy constructor public employees, and in this constructor I am passing the object of the same class, that is employees class. So we can use a copy constructor as per our requirement. So this is the static constructor. So we can create a static constructor using static keyword, and it invoked only once for the instance of the class. A static constructor is invoked during the first object creation of the class. A static constructor is used to initialize static fields of the class. It cannot have access modifiers or parameters. So we will create multiple objects of this class. So static constructor will invoke during the first object creation only. So you can see here that we have declared a class employee, and then we are using here static keyword with the constructor name. So constructor name is again same as the class name. This is a private constructor. When a constructor is created using private specifier, a class with private constructor doesn't allow to create any object of that class. We can't inherit of the class with private constructor, and we can define static members in this class and can access them directly with the name of the class name, and it is used for singleton. So if we don't allow to create object of any class, then in that case we can define constructor of that class as private. So this is the example we are using here, that public class visitor count. Suppose if we want to display the number of visitors of the any website, so in that case we can use this private constructor class. So here we have defined value and parameter public static int total view, and then we have declare a method public static int new count. It will return integer value and it is a static type. And here you can see that we have used private keyword before the constructor name, private visitor count. So you can see that we can use private constructor in singleton method. So as per our requirement, we can use any type of the constructor. So friends, thank you for watching the session, and if you like the session, then please comment, forward, and also subscribe this channel, so that whenever I will upload any new session, then you will get the notification for that session and you can view it. Thanks for watching the session.